just here. I was expecting it with Andy, but I didn't get one. But she is in the room. And welcome to another episode of Bowman, Ultra, and Fleer. Oh my! King Griffey Jr., Liz Eckersley, Gary Connor, and the rest here on Bowman, Ultra, and Fleer. Season 6, episode number 15. Woohoo! It's correct. It is episode number 15 of Bowman, Ultra, and Fleer. And if this is your first time here, what we're going to do, we're going to take the pack, the lower left-hand pack of each of these boxes and open up that pack, find the best card in that pack, and then we're going to do the same thing with all the other boxes, and we're going to find the best card, the gold card, the silver card, the bronze, and the honorable mention, because that's how we do things here. So let's get right into this right now. What about Oral Hershiser winning it last week? That was kind of amazing, I thought. Here is our pack of 1989 Upper Deck. We're looking for the King Griffey Jr. It is a high number series, and I don't think we're going to get a King Griffey Jr. out of the high number series. And plus, it is a half a box of high number series, 2 half boxes to make a full half box. But we're going to try anyway. And this is our pack of 1989 Fleer. Half of this box comes from our local card store, my actual local card store. And the 11 packs come from, I guess over half come from the local card store. The other 11 packs come from the expensive card store. So we're still looking. Well, actually, we got a King Griffey Jr. out of this, and we got a Billy Ripken last week, and now we're going to try for Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson, to see if we can get the Randy Johnson. Okay, next is our 1993 Gold Bricked Ultra Pack. This is a 1993 Ultra, and it is gold bricked. It's super bricky. We call it Gold Bricked Ultra Pack. This one, it looks like I debricked it pretty good because I don't have it turned upside down, and usually if it's turned upside down, there's plenty of snow in there. And last but the start is 1989 Bowman. We are also looking for the King Griffey Jr. in this pack too, and if it looks like it's wet, that's because it is. I sprayed the ice on it, and it is thawing out. But we are still looking for the King Griffey Jr. in this. Let's get him right here before it thaws out enough, and get this gum off here if we can. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. Tim Jones is our gum card. Nope. Oh, not happening. Well, got half of it off. Okay, part 2. Oh, got the next half of it off. Come on, come on. Let's get the whole thing off today. Yay! Gum card. Alright, let's look at Tim Jones. Tim Jones is our gum card. And there's the Koshka eating candy. The gum card was a Cardinal. Shout out to Parker Card Breaks. And Ryan, hello.
Candy.
Candy. And our commercial card is...
It's gum.
Yeah, she threw the gum at me. The commercial card is... can't remember who that is. We got a checklist back there. It is... Well, it usually says on here pretty quickly. Gil Hodges. Gil Hodges. I got a Gil Hodges cards from Cuz one time. Starting off with Randy Bacchus. Randy Bacchus for Detroit Tigers. Shout out to Last Droughts Baseball and Sticks G and the late Lisa Z. I'm going to get the Cubby out of the way pretty quick this time. Usually it's toward the end before we get to the Cubs. But we're going to shout out the Cubbies. Who is this? Kevin Kevin Kaufman. Seems like I remember that name for a while. We got David M, Craig B, Vintage Card Steve, Papa Bear, Matty Ice, bunch of Cubs fans. Don't Talk to Robots, and Doug. So many Cubbies fans. We got another Cardinal. Muter Thompson? Milt Thompson. I knew that. I should know Milt Thompson, but I don't see no Y in there. I see you. We got a red Chris Sabo. Shout out to Back to the Cardboard Shannon and Aaron over at Faith Family of Sports and Pops. Robert Pop Springs for the Reds. Then we got some Blue Jays. Bob Brindley. Well, Bob Brentley for the Blue Jays. Shout out to Alex over at Jay's Mix. And Jeff Shaw over at Shaw Racing Collects. Jim DeShays for the Astros. I'm not going to spray that on the cards anymore like that because that card is not too good there. Jim DeShays on the Astros. Shout out to Rad over at Rad Dad Moore's B-Dog. And Sean, the Jedi Master. Jim DeShays. There is Luis Rivera for the Red Sox. Shout out to Stash and Dave Durango. Pascal Perez for the Expos. Shout out to John at Firestarter Breaks. And why is this card turned backwards? Why is Matt Notes turned backwards? He shouldn't be. He must be the other side of the gum card. Matt Noakes on the Detroit Tigers. Do we shout out Sean over at Firestarter Breaks for the Expos, even though they're the Nationals now? No, but we just did. Bowman checklist. There's one of these checklists I need. I don't remember which one it is. Probably need this one though. And last but not least, Doug. Nope. Don Carmen. Carmen, chameleon. Oh, I wasn't thinking about who's going to be in the fight here. Well, it's not going to be the checklist. The checklist ain't going to win the battle. Let's do Pascal Perez, Matt Noakes, and the Blue Jay, Brentley. Let's do Chris Sabo and Kevin Kaufman. I think he's a pitcher though. Is that his first year? That's his first year. So Pascal Perez, Matt Noakes, Bob Brentley, and Chris Sabo. Chris Sabo hit 271, 189 for Bob Brentley, 251 for Matt Noakes, and Pascal Perez was 244. He's a pitcher. Sabo had Chris Sabo had 11 home runs. He had 5. Apparently they're having trouble with the timer in there. And he had 16 for Matt Noakes, so it's down to Chris Sabo and Matt Noakes for the pitchers or batters down the battle. These strikeouts win. Where are the strikeouts? 52 and 58. So Chris Sabo pulls out the win for the batters. Let's put him against Pascal Perez. Is this Pascal Perez first? How many innings he got? Innings pitched 188. Is that a lot for pitchers? Seems like they should be like 400. I don't know. We'll try. Wins 12. Complete games 4. So it's 8, 20. Doubles and triples. Wow. 42. 42. Yay. That's the meaning of life, universe, and everything. That is awesome. So Chris Sabo takes that pack. That is superly duperly awesome. We'll put him up here in the gold. Get the gum off from where Koshka threw gum all over the place. Now we're getting into the gold bricked 93 Fleer Ultra Series 2 pack. Woo! It should not be bricked, and it should not have snow. We'll see. We got Omar Alvarez on the Cardinals. Is the Cardinals kind of weak? And Tim Costo on the Reds. Let me get my glasses off so I can see. Ricky Bones on the Brewers. Shout out to Steve Rademacher. Scott Hammond on the A's. Shout out to A Mess of Things. And Dan over at Red Dead North Speed Dog. Daryl Boston on the Rockies. Shout out to Ken's Cardboard and El Canon. If you're here, El Canon, leave a comment down below. Jim Eisenreich for the Phillies. Brian Smith for the Rockies. Scott Sanderson for the Angels. Shout out to TCB for the Angels. Andres Galarraga, the Big Cat, for the Rockies. Eric Fox for the A's. Kevin Reamer for the Brewers. John Roper for the Reds. Eric Anthony for the Astros. And Bruce Ruffin for the Rockies. So that was mostly a Rockies pack. Rockies pack. Steely, la 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 la. Can't sing that song because I might get in trouble. Barbecue sauce. Alright, let's do that one. Andres Galarraga, Scott Sanderson, Eisenreich, Boston, and Bruce Ruffin. Why not? Bruce Ruffin, why not? We got 2 pictures. Let's do 2 pictures. There's more gum. Where's all this gum coming from? Eric Anthony, 239 average, 243 average. Galarraga wasn't much better, and he's a pitcher. 269. Jim Eisenreich's gonna beat. Jim Eisenreich has that one. Home runs. 10 for Galarraga. 19 for Eric Anthony. 2 for Eisenreich. And 11 for Daryl Boston. So Daryl Boston's and the Big Cat are gone. Least strikeouts win. 98 strikeouts for Eric Anthony and 36 strikeouts for Jim Eisenreich. So Jim Eisenreich takes it for the batters. The pitchers. ERA goes to Scott Sanderson. Wins go to Scott Sanderson. Alright. So Scott Sanderson wins that over Bruce Ruffin. Bruce Ruffin. Okay. Wins in complete games. So that's 12 plus 4. 16. 16 doubles and triples for Jim Eisenreich. 16. It's a tie. Is there anything else we could do? Oh, you know, they compete. I don't know. I'm going to give it to the batter. We'll give it to the batter because it's a better battle up here, and I know Scott Sanderson cannot win this batter battle because he has 42, but Jim Eisenreich has a different set of rules, so maybe Jim Eisenreich can take Chris Sabo. But 271 for Sabo, 269, so that was close. 11 home runs, 2 home runs, it's 1-1. Least strikeouts win. 52 strikeouts for Chris Sabo. Wait a minute, how many bats? Okay, he had enough bats. And 52 strikeouts for Sabo and 36 strikeouts for Eisenreich. But Eisenreich has half the at-bats. So we'll cut his in 2. That's 25. 26. 26. So Chris Sabo is going to win. And Eisenreich's going to take the silver. Take silver from the Eisenreich. Alright. Lots and lots of players we haven't seen before. I mean, we've seen Chris Sabo, but he's never been up here before. Jim Eisenreich, I remember his name. That's the reason I chose him to be in the battle. But now, let's get into this pack of 1989 Fleer that has a ton of wax on the back of it. And see who is going to be the winner here. Starting off with the Indians, shout out to Scott over at Reindeer Studios. Keep on drawing there. The Detroit Tigers, the Brewers, and the Royals, shout out to NW Sting. And we're starting off with a giant. A giant. Will the Thrill Clark. Woo! Shout out to Goody G. And thanks for coming in the live the other day, Goody G. Really appreciate it. And Swing Away Sports Cards for the Giants. Paul Gibson for the Tigers. Steve Sachs. Seems like this is a run for somebody. Craig Worthington for the Orioles. Shout out to Scott over at Autographs 2000. And shout out to the GOAT, Brandon Jensen, for the Dodgers. Rafael Ramirez for the Astros. Carmelo Martinez, but I think I'm going to Donnie Baseball, Yankees. Shout out to we're going to shout out Magnus this week, because Magnus is definitely a Yankees fan. I keep forgetting him. And Hedgehog and Boomslang. And for the Padres, we're going to shout out Stimmers Hits and another Hollis Field. But there's the Donnie Baseball. Max Schmidt!
And he takes a shot at it. Here it goes. It is out of here. Michael Jack Schmidt with number 501 a spot.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's Mike Schmidt. Time for executive decision, isn't it? And we got a Scott Fletcher. And a Zane Smith for the Braves. Scott Fletcher on the Rangers. Shout out to Bradley over at Hey You Guys. And shout out to Three Good Nerds. And the Braves here. Zane Smith. Shout out to Cuz. Josh over at Red Rum. Zach's Sports Cards and Collectibles, Adam's Card Closet, all those Braves fans. We got Danny Jackson and David Cohn. There's the first Met, so we're going to shout out Bill and Mama Gaming, Joe Mansman, James Jameson, Carter's Kids, Mets Rule, all those Mets fans out there. Steve Peters for the Cardinals, Tim Candiotti, and Terry Leach. Terry Leach for the Mets. Guess who's going to win this pack? Guess who's going to win? Give me two guesses. Who's going to win this pack? All right, I'll put him up against Donnie Baseball. Still might be an executive decision, though. I don't know. And Craig Worthington won Steve Sachs. All right, let's see who wins this battle besides Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt had an average of 249. That's not why he's here. 311 for Donnie Baseball, 277 for Steve Sachs, and 185 for Craig Worthington, who is a rookie. Alright. Home runs! 12 for Mike Schmidt, 18 for Donnie Baseball, and 5 for Steve Sachs. So, Donnie Baseball wins. It's Mike Schmidt's last season. So Donnie Baseball wins. And he takes, can he take, I'm sure he could take this one. 269, yes. 2 homers, yes. So he quickly overtakes Jim Eisenreich. And there's a big old noise coming from the living room in there. Don't know what's going on. We got Chris Sabo versus Donnie Baseball. Should be a no-brainer. 271. 11 home runs, though. And no. Alright. So, Donnie Baseball goes straight to the top today. Into the gold. We got Chris Sabo in silver and Jim Eisenreich in the bronze. Are we going to get a Hall of Famer or a Hall of Famer rookie card out of here? It's possible. It's possible. This is 1989 Upper Deck. Or Ken Griffey Jr. or Randy Johnson. Rookie cards can't happen. Let's see what happens today. We got Randy Milligan on the Orioles. Terry Francona on the Indians. Let's Parrish on the Angels. Phil Bradley on the Orioles. Lance McCullers on the Yankees. Who we not called out yet? Ron Oyster on the Reds. Paul Molitor on the Brewers. It's like the 100th time we've got him. We've got the Bravies and the Padres. I don't know if I got either one of those. I don't think I got the Braves, actually. Another Dennis Martinez. It's like the 15th time we've gotten him. Rob Dibble. Nick Esaski for the Red Sox. Andres Galarraga. Lithograph. Don Quisenberry. Randy Reddy. Ken Williams on the Tigers. And Scott Bradley on the Mariners. Oh, we ain't shout out the Mariners yet. Shout out to Kyson Dad and Vintage Dave T and Flying Dutchman Cars for the Mariners. So Paul Molitor is going to be the winner here. Is he going to take Jim Eisenreich? How good was Paul Molitor in 88? 312, pretty dang good. And how many home runs did he have? 13. Quite a few. Alright, so Jim Eisenreich, you just went into the honorable mention for this week. Oh no. Will Chris Sable will be dethroned here? Let's see, shall we? That's 271. Home runs 11. Yep. Okay, so there went Chris Sable. Chris Sable quickly fell, but I don't think Donnie Baseball is going to be so easy a pushover. I don't think it's going to be a pushover. 311 to 312. Paul Molitor got him by 1 point. Home runs 18 for Don Mattingly and 13 for Paul Molitor. And it comes down to strikeouts. The least strikeouts win. 29 for Don Mattingly and 54 for Paul Molitor. All right, that's it. Paul Molitor stays in the silver. We have a non-Hall of Famer beating out a Hall of Famer. Actually, we have a should-be Hall of Famer beating out a Hall of Famer. But that's how we're going to do it this week. This is our standings. We got Jim Eisenreich in our honorable mention this week. Chris Sabo is our bronze. Paul Molitor is our silver. And Donnie Baseball taking the gold this week. Alright, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you have subscribed, thank you very much for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, that button's down below. Please give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and or a comment to let me know how you liked or disliked this video. Check out the comments because everybody in the comments is cool. Click on that bell if you want to be alerted to my next video. And once again, everybody, thanks for watching. And
We'll see you next time.
we'll see you next time. Roll those beautiful bean credits. Beautiful bean credits.
Wubba lubba dub dub!